really cool like countdown thingy that happens, but I don't have that.
He has like a lot of cool things.
A lot of cool things. I don't think I did it. Oh yeah, I did do it right. All right, theme song. Whoop whoop. Theme song's up. There we go. Oh, that's right, people. It's been a while. Haven't done a late night show in a long time, but it's time for Totally Local After Dark. Oh my God, colorful characters, local businesses, entrepreneurs, and generally funny people coming on. Totally Local Podcast. You know us very well on Instagram, totally_local_podcast. And with us today is, just the kismet, the fate, call it what you will. But Taylor Allen has been thrust into my life.
Yes.
And he was thrusted pretty hard.
I thought you were going to say thrust upon my lap, and I was going to say, I'm game, but, it just sounded like that's where it was going.
I mean, I've been known to thrust on someone's lap, thrust myself upon their lap.
We're less than 1 minute in, and immediately it has gotten very blue.
Very, very erotic.
Yeah.
The homoerotic.
How are
podcast.
you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's with the whole. It's been a shitty year, right?
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's nothing. I mean, everything's fine. I've watched a lot of TV, and that's always I like TV, so that's good. But besides that, nothing good has happened this year. I don't think.
I've been watching not TV. I've been watching very little, very very little TV.
Have you ever been a big TV guy?
I was like, I feel TV was the biggest drug in my life, and I'm not trying to make light of anyone's, issues with substance abuse. Like right. TV was a serious problem for me.
True. Really?
Yeah.
When did it stop? I know when it was.
When was
it the finale of Lost? And you were like, I'm done with all this.
I was okay.
Was that it?
Well, talk about disappointing television moments. Like the finale of Lost, the finale of Battlestar Galactica, and the finale of Game of Thrones. And that's off the top of my head. Like I've watched
those.
A lot
you know what though?
Of television.
Andrew, you have to admit that the finale of almost any show, including subjectively,
it's the journey.
It never pays off, and almost never. I mean, for me, like almost. Breaking Bad, I thought was a wonderful ending.
I never finished it,
and I enjoyed. The Sopranos ending, even though it was a little strange. But and I didn't have too many problems with the. With the Game of Thrones ending, I think I'm the only person in the world. Yeah, I am.
You could tell it was slapped together.
It was bad.
Epic
I know it was bad.
Adam Simmons just piped in with Sopranos ending was awful, which I kind of disagree with because it was kind of like the Seinfeld ending. It just kind of ended. And they left it like that, which I liked better than Lost. You kind of obviously, everyone I would assume knew where they were going. And if you're not a huge, enormous nerd like me, the Battlestar Galactica remake, which was such an epic show, and they ended it on a similar note to the Lost note, was just if you bring God into the situation, it's just it's such a no disrespect to God. But it's just such a weak ass way to end a show to just be like, oh, right. God,
God,
death, God.
Speaking of God and Adam Simmons, shout out to Adam Simmons who posted my new favorite rap song the other day on their social media.
What is that? What is that? Is that like I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't watched the whole thing.
I don't know, and I have to listen to that episode of Simmons and More podcast. Shout out #SamPC.
Oh, but man, SamPC all day every day.
But the last line of that thing is pretty wonderful. I don't want to say it now. I think you should search it out yourself. But
I watched it, but I'll watch the whole thing. The funny thing is like I try to say this, whenever Simmons and More. Ultimate epic shouts. Whenever I've become I was a friend, and then I was a fan, and it was so interesting because how I met you is similar to how I sort of met them. It wasn't through any normal we like to entertain and have fun, but that's not how I met any of you. Simmons and Moore I became friendly with because we went on a pizza quest, and it actually led us to Adam Simmons, who hands down makes the best pizza. Like the best. I can't say it enough that he makes the best pizza, and he's like,
he's a sauceman.
Yeah,
would it be a sauceman?
It's a pizzioli or something like that.
Is that a true?
I think it is. Pizzioli. Pizza. He always says
check the tape. Let's check the tape.
Pizzioli. I love how Google just pizziolio.
Or as I like to call him, a pizza captain.
A pizza captain,
which I think also works.
What's the meaning of a pizzioli? A pizza maker, according to one pizzioli, one should always come for a pizza either. What? It's a pizza maker. I don't know what the hell Google's telling me, but it's a pizza maker. Pizzioli, a.k.a. Sauce Man, is what Mr. Simmons just told us. Now, I met him through Pizza Quest. I didn't mean to give a fellow podcaster, a fellow entertainer, the award, but it just so happened to he just makes the criteria, if I haven't said it enough, was the best single slice of pizza in Monmouth and Ocean County, and many have copied what we've done on Totally Local with that. A lot. Oh, the best pizza. I'm sure other people have done it before us, but we did it the best, and they should have closed the book after we did it because we found it. Bell Works, Corbo and Sons has the best pizza. We lost Taylor, but I can keep saying it, and I'll say it again and again. And he's back. Hello. Oh, are you frozen?
Hi. Sorry, I don't know what just happened.
What did you hit?
The funny thing about the freezing on the Zooms, I probably did. But the thing with the Zoom freezing is that when you were talking about a pizzioli, when it starts to fizzle, the connection every time it sounds like someone's insanely drunk because it just sounds and there's like these pauses and slurs. It's nice.
It's like we found some Mr. Ming Chen. Hello, sir. Oh man, I love how I hooked this all up so it's connected to different social medias because Adam Simmons he don't mess around with Facebooks. He's on Twitter.
He's good on the socials.
Yeah.
On the Twitter, very much so.
On the Twitter, but Ming is on the Facebook, so we got them both together.
All over the I'm more of an Instagram guy, so and you're everywhere. So I feel like together, it's a very social.
I'm really trying to break into that whole TikTok game. I've talked it up a lot, but I haven't. It's.
I don't even know what it is.
It's so good.
I mean, I like have seen like things from it, but I don't know like the whole deal with it.
If you get the app and you install it, you will waste hours of your life. You will waste hours of your life because I'm serious. It's not like any other app. As soon as you open it, there's a video playing. And then you just swipe in another video and a swipe and swipe. Video. You watch these little minute-long videos, if you even watch that much, and 2 hours goes by, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing with myself right now?
Andrew, I got news for you. I don't got a whole lot going on, so that sounds like the perfect solution.
I tried to get my brother into actually making them because it's the perfect attention span for him as far as like making content, and I think it would be really great. I think it'd be really great for you to actually get on TikTok. You'd probably love it.
You know what it is? I used to love Vine. Is it similar to that?
It's similar to Vine, but it's
like, do you have the same amount of time, or do you have like longer?
You have a minute at the most.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Vine was like what, like 15 seconds, which I really liked because it was like a challenge.
Yeah, I couldn't break it, but it's I don't know. I love it, but it's just how much I don't have that. I have a 1-year-old now. My whole schedule has been been thrown topsy-turvy. That's why I haven't been watching TV because I remember we turned on the TV.
Can't.
I turned it on one day and it was like the snow, like the interference, and he looked at it and he started like twitching, and I'm like, all right, that's it. I can't do that to him and his little synapses.
You know what? Maybe he has superpowers and you just activated, or you know what I mean?
I don't want to activate. That's what I was. That was the number one fear. Is if he had superpowers,
because he could overpower you.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's too young to know. He's just gonna like shoot laser beams out of his eyes and kill his mom. Like, we don't want that to happen.
I always used to wonder, like, my daughter would, my first daughter, when she was younger, she would like pick up a block or something, and she would walk across the room, and it was like a whole journey for her. And then she'd put it in like a box, and she would freak out, like so excited that she did what she did.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if like at night someone is like a Morpheus kind of character is visiting her, and he's like, you have to, if you don't put this block in this box tomorrow, we're all dead, everyone, the planet Earth. And she just saved all of us. And she's pumped, but she just can't. She's like not mature enough to like vocalize it yet.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
That's where
in
you're
this
at.
quarantine.
When
how's
did
the being a dad thing?
I mean, you got two now. When was your second one born? That wasn't.
Yeah.
Was it
Crazy.
Was it within this year?
It was May of last year. So she's a year and change. So she's like almost 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wait, so it wasn't 2020. It wasn't May 2020. It was May 19.
No, it's May. Yeah.
Because what a time to be born. You know, hey,
what a time to be born.
We broke the world.
Welcome.
And
welcome.
You're screwed now. You're screwed. Everything.
Welcome to it.
Yeah, everything's for broken.
Her.
Everything's broken.
For her, it's great because like as a under 2-year-old, if your favorite things are eating, kicks, watching Peppa Pig, and pooping yourself, and
me.
I don't know, like
sign me up.
Things at. Yeah, that's it. You're living the life because you're constantly in that world. So she's okay right now.
That's cool.
She's I'm sure gonna have some long-term problems from it, but
we all are.
Hopefully not. Oh yeah, we all. Yeah, it's
I can't. It's weird. My wife brought our son to like Target at one point, like to Marshall's at one point, and he was he was totally like he is acting like he goes there all the time without us. He was just like chilling. He didn't like react in a weird way, and he was like looking at the sales and like he likes to find the deals. But I was just like, wow, you're telling me he didn't like react, like freak out or anything? He didn't freak out, so.
He probably just thought, he's like, this is a weird room of our house that I've never been to.
This is so bright in here. Oh my God.
It's so bright. Sheryl Crow is playing so loud, and there are so many good deals on jeans.
These jeans are great. Yeah, man, it's been.
I love Marshalls.
You know what?
Shout out to Marshalls.
Shout out to Marshalls. I got some sick shoes at Marshalls. One of the only compliments I ever got, epic shouts to Mike Merrill, was a sick pair of Nike SBs that I got there on sale. They were pretty sick, and I knew they were cool when Mike Merrill was like, "Cool shoes, bro." And I was like, "Wow, I've made it. I finally made it." Yeah. So Marshalls brought that into my life. It's hard. It's hard to find. It's hard to find sick deals there. Speaking of sick deals, recently I haven't been able to find good shoes there. And now we're on Shoe Talk podcast.
Let's do it.
So
I got a good one. I got a good one for it. Go ahead.
I went to the outlet. I've never been to the outlets. Is there anything like less Jersey than not going to the outlets? I've never been, and I went to the outlets, man. Do you love the outlets? Are you frozen because you're shocked, or is this a stream issue? Because either way, I'm surprised by your reaction, really. Unless it's my computer. I don't think it is, though. I mentioned the outlets, and Taylor got so excited. Oh, you're back. Okay, cool.
That I have now.
You back, or are you not back?
The problem is, I got you now.
Yeah,
I hear you, and you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah, is this too loud?
I don't know if I thought I had a good connection. No, the tinkle.
It could be me. No, maybe it is me.
I don't think so. It's probably me. It's always me. But let me just tell you about the shoes. Mm-hmm. I wanted to hear what you were going to say.
I never been to the outlets before, and like me and my wife, like we get to go we get to go out like maybe every other weekend. We get to go out for a little bit. And
taste of freedom.
Yeah, like a taste. Yeah. Just the mother-in-law comes over. Kid's a big fan of grandma, so like he has a good time. And
wonderful.
Then we go out,
and
like it's funny because what we like to do is we'll go somewhere and like have a drink. That happens for adults. We're or two.
You're allowed.
And then we'll go like we went to the other weekend. We went to go drop something off at Target, and we were like pretty sober. and we returned something, and like she wanted to shop, and I was looking, I was like, yeah, I'm not that into it, I don't know. And then we went and we had like a lunch and then a few drinks, and then afterwards it was like a cut montage to like we were in the outlets, like just throwing bags up in the air, looking at shoes. It was the best time.
Listen, I didn't want you to find out this way, but myself, Adam Simmons, Ming Chen, everyone that you mentioned before, this is actually an intervention for you and your getting drunk and buying shoes problem.
Is it my shoe problem or my getting drunk problem?
It's the combination of the two. Separately, you would have been fine, but when you add them together, it's a major issue.
Me and my wife had a couple drinks a few weeks ago, and we went to Target, and we bought like blankets. We bought like a throw, you know. And we come home and we're like, what the fuck are we doing?
I've done that. Like, I think it's because when you're drunk, like the best thing you can think of is being comfortable and maybe sleeping. So you're like, this is going to be comfortable. And then you start buying blankets and pillows and bought so many pillows.
But yeah, we went to the outlets and I found sick deals on. Now I bought a pair of, is it Saucony or is it Saucony?
I know what you mean, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's like sauce only.
Yeah,
they're great.
Saucony.
They're comfortable. They're very.
It's probably Saucony.
Saucony is probably definitely
Sauce Man could probably tell us the correct pronunciation of that, but.
Epic shouts, Aaron Levine, LG Insurance. He's on Instagram. Now, that's Ming Chen on Facebook, Adam Simmons on Periscope, and we got Aaron Levine on the gram. And he told me not to tell you about our next podcast, which is a tequila tasting. So if you thought I had needed an intervention, don't show up to 10th Ave Burrito on Thursday.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming you're still like quarantining.
Yeah, we're still like my wife and daughter both have a bad set of breathers, and we have been kind of stuck here, and
I hear you. You gotta do what you gotta do,
rough,
you know?
Man. Yeah, it's been rough, but we're getting through it.
Yeah.
Because we literally have to. We have no other choice.
There's nothing we could do because the world is broken.
Yes.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Adam Simmons says it's Saucony. It's Saucony.
He doesn't know that. He's acting. He's
acting a fool right now.
He's acting a fool.
Man, speaking of acting a fool, I remember about a year ago, we were doing a little something called the Super Duper Bowl II.
Yes.
And you went in, man. You went in, and I was very super jelly because I went out. It was like the first time I got to go out after my son was born, and I couldn't really. I had to party like a reformed Angelo Gingerelli. I used Angelo as my like guide. He was my like Obi-Wan. I was like, just get me out of this, man.
He was your Sherpa. Yeah.
He was like, this is what we're gonna do. And he just kind of, people take him very seriously, even though he's funny.
He would be the one that knows how to pronounce Saucony.
He would. I was gonna
100%.
ask him too because I got a jumpsuit, I got a tracksuit, an Adidas tracksuit because I had a drink, and I always wanted one, and I bought one, and then I was just
at Target.
I got that at the outlets, at the Adidas outlets. This was Target. I was sober. I didn't buy anything.
Okay.
Then I had a drink, and I went to the outlets.
Started buying jumpsuits. Yeah.
And I bought one jumpsuit, but then I was like, fuck, man. I was like, I can't wear. Angelo would definitely slap me for this. You can't wear a pair of Saucony sneakers and then a tracksuit. So what am I going to do now?
You might as well just wear bare feet.
I'm going to have to. The only pair of Adidas I have right now are these they're like ridiculous red clown shoes, basketball shoes that I bought at Marshall's because they were like $20, and I was like, I need a pair of shoes. They're super comfy, but they look like I shouldn't be wearing them, but they're Adidas, so they match. So I guess I'm just
that's your number one.
I have to do it. What size shoe you got? Which size shoe you rocking?
I go either 11 wide or I go 10.5 wide.
So you're like an adult male that has big. I measured my feet, and like I had to come to an intervention that my feet aren't nines, bro. Like my feet, like a 9. I was shooting for a 9, and I'm like,
you know what though,
I'm like an 8.5, like an 8. People laugh at me. My sister-in-law
different shoe sizes or like different shoes. I don't know. Taylor, you're a nice guy. Don't bullshit me. Don't sugarcoat I think you're good, man.
I'm married and I have a child now, so it doesn't really matter. But like, it's a weird.
Trust me, it doesn't mean anything. I'm going 11 wide, and I'll tell you right now.
You're
There's
not.
nothing special down there.
It's not an 11 wide. All right, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
know
it.
what I'm saying?
I just it's funny how people respond to that too, because I actually measured my feet and I was like, I was trying for the pandemic. I was going to order shoes online.
Yeah.
I don't know why I needed shoes. I'm not going anywhere, but I was looking and I had to measure my foot and
You still got to protect your feet.
Adam said my new rap name is Babyfoot, and he might be right. Nude Curtis, aka Babyfoot, coming out real soon.
That's nice.
Yeah, I miss all you guys. I miss all you
guys. Miss you too, man. You know? I know that it was a fun time that last time, but it was also the last thing I did. I think you had mentioned it to me, or maybe you wrote it on Instagram or something. But like, it was like the last time that I was out with people at a bar, hanging out and having fun. And I went too hard last time, and it was bad. My performance was bad. Everyone else was very good and funny, but I was in a funny way that day. So I went a little too hard.
You were going hard early, and then all day.
Yeah, all day. And in the morning, we actually did a podcast at oh God, what's the the big bar with all the tchotchkes on the front?
Hooters?
Yeah, Hooters. We went to Hooters in Asbury. Yeah, the Asbury Park Hooters. We went to the place on the goddamn the front of it looks like the wall of a TGI Fridays in Asbury Park.
Oh, what the fuck is that place called? It's across the street from the.
Yeah, why can't I from the train station, Mark? Why can't I?
Johnny Max.
Johnny Max, yeah.
See, people say Johnny Max. I say Johnny Max.
The place where you get the free pizza when you drink there.
Yeah.
And we went there at like 10 in the morning, and we were having some beverages. Steve and I. Yeah, it was, and Ming was there as well. It was
Ming is always
it was fun.
Everywhere, man. You go somewhere and Ming pops up.
Ming is like a machine, like in the sense that he can consume like alcohol and food and podcasts and information all day.
Yeah.
All night, and then continue. Like, it never sleeps. Like, he's a machine. It's
he's another
insane.
one too. Like, I didn't meet him either. Like, I didn't meet him through podcast. I met him because he was friends. He knew my wife from years ago, and that's how I knew Ming. Yeah. So like, I didn't know any of you people for like the reasons that we do all this, silliness that we're doing.
I know. You and I had met long ago at the Asbury Lanes, I believe.
Probably. I met your wife because I needed somebody to cut my hair.
Right.
And I Googled it. I Googled where to get my hair cut. Like, I needed to go to a fancy place, but I needed to, because I went to a barber in Red Bank, and he told me about his daughter's or his granddaughter's quinceañera, or like his, I don't know, her confirmation, and he got all mad and he seemed kind of drunk and he cut my hair all lopsided, and I was like, I can't go to a bar. Like, I'm a man, but I'm not like a man, like a barber. I'm a barber. Yeah, I'm not a barber man. So I had to come to those grips, and that's how I coincidentally met your wife, and then I met you, sort of that, and Ralph.
Ralph and Mike Merrill. I think like that whole crew.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean,
silly guys.
As far as being a barberman, I don't know that, and
You're
I know
a barberman.
I'm not a barberman. My wife cuts my hair normally, but
but for a while she wasn't cutting your hair.
I was going to a barber, and I did like it. I'll be honest with you.
Stylist? Were you going to a stylist?
I was going to a straight up barber. Shout out to Carbone's in Brick, New Jersey. And I'll tell you what, man. His name's Nick. He's out there grinding it. He's cutting hair right now still, and you can get your hair cut by him. He's very good. Like them are good, but I haven't been able to go out from the because of the corona stuff. So I haven't seen Nick in a while. So and I miss him. He's a really nice guy, and it wasn't like, hey,
I miss everybody, Taylor. I miss people I don't like. I want to see them and hug them.
Me too. Yeah. Just rekindle old grievances.
Yeah, just see what's popping. But I don't want to do it over a phone.
I know.
So it's the last Super Bowl dose, Super Duper Bowl. Apologize.
Yeah.
I can't say how much I had fun that night. It was great seeing everybody, and I was like, this is the beginning. I'm gonna get back at it, podcasting, partying. This shit's great. And then
the world shut down.
Yeah, it was
right after. It was about a month later.
It was pretty much.
We were
we were supposed to do the first. the first Aaron Levine LG Insurance, when he hopped on board, it was going to be we were going to have Confections of a Rock Star, Mogo. We were going to have this at the boardwalk at a shared universe podcast studio on the boardwalk, and some responsible person in our party was like, we can't do this because I think that the world is going to end. And, so somebody came to their senses and said, no.
Well, I at my job sometimes I have to work at like a county library, and I was in there. I guess it was like in June or something, and it had been closed. Like it was just totally closed. And now they're open at like a limited capacity, but at the time, it was totally closed. And I remember going in to do some work in there, and it was just like me and one other guy that I've kind of worked with from the beginning of this pandemic. So I've just been with and we made Sweet Love, and I'll never forget it. Like sea otters, really. But just hugging. It was really just hugging. But when I walked in, I saw a stack of newspapers in the library from like March.
Oh my God.
And it seemed like such a I Am Legend like moment where I walked in and it was like, I swear to God, dude, the top of the paper said like one first person in New Jersey or something contracts COVID-19. And I was like, oh my God, like it was so creepy because I was in this like abandoned library. I mean, not abandoned, but there was no one in there.
Yeah.
And it said, it was like this old like newspaper that was like the beginning. Like, isn't that crazy that someone got it? And now it's just like insane. Like,
it was
such a weird thing.
But I'm glad that, you're doing okay. I'm glad. So far,
Sure. I got my shot. I got
you did?
I mean, which doesn't,
the first or the second?
I got my first one a couple weeks ago. I'm getting my second one next week, but I almost passed out. Is it for the
South African strain or the, which one is it? Which strain are you getting?
All I know is that it doesn't help my family at all because my daughter and wife are the ones who are affected by it, and apparently you could still carry it if you get the shot. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter for me. Are
you taking that vitamin D, bro? It's all about that vitamin D.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
But isn't that like sunlight as well?
But you don't, like, people were saying like, oh yeah, sunlight, but it's not as you should be taking.
You need like actual vitamin D.
Yeah, vitamin D. It really, I don't know.
Is that a big thing with it?
Yeah, you're right. That's what I was told, and I believe it. I mean, you could like look it up and do a little.
It seems like that's very good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for you anyway. I started taking the vitamin D, the zinc, vitamin C, a multivitamin. But also you hear people, they're like, oh, vitamins don't do anything. So you're like, you can't fucking win, bro. You just can't. You can't win. You cannot.
But I will say that I remember that night, and I remember me personally, I was a little like upset about like the turnout and like this and that, and I was upset at myself for like having been drinking all day, and I was like in a weird spot. But at the end of the night, I remember like seeing everyone, and it was very it was a nice ending to a day to see all the people kind of hanging out and having fun, and I was like, oh, man. This is what's important about it. It was
listen,
good.
From day one, first of all, I know you, Taylor. I know you. I know how people get that like to entertain, and you get an idea and you're very excited, and then you start to do it, and then like the dread and anxiety sets in,
right?
And then your wife has to fucking hear about it. Trust me. Yes. I know, because my wife has to hear about it too. And I know because when I'm talking to you, when I had you on the podcast last year to promote it, it was the same thing. But I'm telling you, it's a great concept. It's a great idea. Aside from the apocalypse, like when things start to go back in, like I want to sponsor it next year. I want to get involved with advertising. I want to like help you push it.
Please.
And I'm not just
you
saying
are
that.
Right now.
Yeah. Well, exactly. But I want to do it more because I think it's a big thing. Can I be honest with you that I know it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I don't know who the other. And I'm not one of these hipsters. I've been a nerd from day one, and I'm not a hater if you like watching, national sports that are probably corrupt through the mafia. Like if you like watching that kind of stuff, that's
1,000%.
Which is fine. I do a lot of nerdy things, but like, it's more socially acceptable, especially in a business setting, and it helps with networking. But I digress. I know it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I don't know who they're. You could make up a name right now, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is who's on that team?
Yes,
Gronk?
it is Gronk is actually on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which
really?
Very good. Yeah, you must have heard that. Like, yeah,
I just saw
it must
Gronk
have
pass through Twitter. I was like, oh,
it
Gronk.
filtered. Yeah, that filtered through your and stayed there somehow.
Yeah.
And then the other team is the Punxsutawney RVs.
Okay.
That is the other team.
That would be the best hat.
Yeah, the Punxsutawney RVs.
I would root for them. It's like a little beaver, riding, like sticking his head out of the RV.
He's like, yeah. It is the Kansas City Chiefs is the other team.
Oh, it's been within the last 10 years.
They were in last year. Actually, they won last year.
Wow. So they came back to reclaim their title.
Yeah, it's a new young buck in there as a quarterback, and it's very exciting. It's gonna be an exciting game because for people who enjoy the game, because it's a quarterback. I'm sure you've heard of Tom Brady.
I've heard of him. He's a nice young African American fellow.
Nope. Not
a lot of African American guys named Tom Brady.
Not on Brady. No, Brady is definitely a white guy. He has been to 10 Super Bowls.
He was on the Patriots.
Correct. Yes.
See, he's married. He was banging. You know what, Joe? I know about him. He knocked up that hot girl she was an actress. I'm sorry, that beautiful actress. She was in one of the Tom Clancy movies. No, she was in. She was in the one with Ben Affleck, which wasn't as good as the other ones with obviously Harrison Ford.
Jersey Girl.
No.
Jennifer Lopez.
No. Something. Well, what was her name?
Minnie Driver.
He knocked. No. Although she's a looker. I like Minnie Driver.
I love Minnie Driver.
No. What's her name? Moynihan. Something. Moynihan. He knocked up some woman and then he left her and he started dating that supermodel. Now
T. Brady did this. Oh, I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody.
You might be right. Or it could be Gronk. That sounds more of like a Gronk thing.
Wasn't he dating Giselle Bundchen or some shit?
I believe he's married to her.
Yeah.
And they have kids and stuff like it for years.
Yeah, but before getting that locked up, he was wow. He dated Tara Reid.
Did he?
Yikes! Yeah. She looked pretty
Yikers
good.
Island.
There we go. Bridget Moynihan. I knew it. He knocked her up, and then he was like, "Hey, I just met this supermodel, so sorry. You're basic. I gotta go."
A few facts about Tom Brady. He has been in, I believe, 10 Super Bowls before this one. Maybe I could be wrong. It might be 9, but I believe it's 10, and he has won 5 of them, which is an insane number.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Did he have a lot to do with that?
Yes, he's like incredible, and to the point where they traded him to this team, the Buccaneers, who are not very good, and he brought them to the Super Bowl.
Well, it seems like they would trade. Like his kind of career was maybe they were like, oh, he's not going to do anything. Let's put him on a team that's not that great, and he can just kind of wither away over there.
And he just is still destroying the world because he's that good.
Did people count him out, or were they like?
I think there were haters. Yeah.
When he went to the Buccaneers, was he like, oh, it's going to be warm weather and I love it? Or is he like, do you have any say as somebody on a football?
I think so.
To be like, I don't want to go to this team, or do they just trade you like you're just a piece of furniture?
I'll be honest with you, man. I forget if he got traded or if he was a free agent and he just decided to go there. I think that was the case, but I'm not 100%.
I mean, it's got to be warm. That's nice.
Yeah. Another fact I just wanted to, before I forget, he kisses his son on the lips for like long periods of time. You should Google that because
how long?
It's like a topic that's been, and listen, people kiss their kids on the lips. I get it. I understand. It's not like that weird, but I think it's the amount of time that he stays together with the lips of the kid.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to look that. It's like that little. Did you ever see that picture?
It's just something that's been brought up often.
Did you ever see that picture of Lil Wayne and Baby when they kiss on the lips? Did you ever see that picture? This is from years and years and years ago. People made a huge deal about it, but they were like family. That's like his dad, like helped not his dad, but like helped him when he was younger. He was one of the hot boys. He was like, he was with that label since he was a very, very young person. Anyway, kind of along those lines though, people were mad, and he was like, "Yo, it's like family. It's like my dad." So whatever. It's not like they were tonguing each other,
right?
That we know of.
Did you see Lil Uzi's diamond forehead.
Is that like, I'm like, is he just trolling people? Is that real? The thing that got me was he's trying to pull like an Iron Man. He's like, oh yeah, if you pull it out, I'll die. And I'm like, now you're just being a fucking idiot, because you could just yank that thing out. There's no
It's right there
organ. Yeah, I saw
that. It's gotta be. I think it's just a stick on. It would appear.
I mean,
he said 24. It's supposed to be $24 million diamond.
Why would you? That's
put a
like,
target on your head,
target
literally,
right in the middle of your forehead. Be like, hey, you can't sleep at night and not like, be worried that someone's gonna snatch it. Someone's gonna just pluck it.
And I mean, I'm not like, I'm a fan of like the Marvel movies and what have you, and I love Vision. I've been actually very into WandaVision, and I will say it looks cool as hell.
It does look cool.
I'm like, I heard about that and I was like, that is the dumbest shit ever. And then I saw it and I was like, that is fucking awesome. That looks so cool.
I mean, he could pull, he could pull it off, and all these things kind of catch on and people are like, oh, that's crazy. It's like when Gucci Mane had a tattoo of like ice cream cones put on his face, and people were like, that's insane. Now you see everybody has tattoos on their face
everywhere.
Now. Yeah. Of crazy things, not even ice cream cones,
I wish they were ice cream cones at this point. These guys.
But that's the world we're living in now. That's face tattoos and diamonds in the middle of your head.
I might get. I was thinking.
You can't like roughhouse. You can't. You can't play any sport where you need to put a helmet on,
but that's kind of good. If you're not athletic, that's an excuse immediately. Be like, I can't. I got the diamond.
I have a diamond.
I might get a rhinestone up there, I think.
Just glue it on though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like a troll.
Did you see that? Did you see that video of the woman that used Gorilla Glue for on her hair?
Keep her hair together.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like, I don't believe anything anymore. Like,
I know.
It's really sad, because I used to like watching UFO videos, and now I'm just like,
Well, now that's the ironic part, is that now like the real UFO videos were released and no one cared.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I've told people too, like in my backyard, I've seen a UFO, and my wife has this insane story over the summer. And she wouldn't believe it. And I'm like, but honey, you have a video of it. She has this crazy video. It's like every time somebody tries to capture a video, you're like, why don't they get a better footage? But you realize once you're in it. But she saw some crazy shit, and everybody I say that nobody gives a shit, because it's all over the news now. They're like, oh, UFOs.
They're like, yeah, Blink 182 guy. It's all real. Like, and
that guy's
everyone's
the
like,
worst.
And it was like at the peak of like COVID and all this crazy shit happening. And then the Blink 182 guys like, this shit's real, and the government's like, yeah, it is real, and everyone's like, okay, yeah, I mean, that is crazy, but we're like, there's so much going on, we just can't, we don't have time.
Well, I watched, because of the pandemic, I did watch a lot of UFO documentaries and stuff, and basically what they say in these documentaries, whether you believe it or not, is the government is preparing us by slowly leaking stuff out so it gets normalized, and then they're going to pose these threats that aren't very real, saying that aliens are attacking us when it's not actually aliens. But I digress. I don't want to go down conspiracy. Yeah, I went through so many phases, as everyone did with this pandemic, where I went down conspiracy theory holes, TikTok videos, government conspiracies, and then you just kind of snap out of it at a certain. Well, hopefully you snap out of it at a certain point.
Yeah.
And you realize that you have no control over anything, and you're kind of just at the whim. Your best bet is to just act like you agree with everybody whenever you're hanging out with them, and keep your fucking head down, basically.
That's it.
Super Duper Bowl III. So, I like that you had it going. You keep it going. I think it's great that you keep it going. You have some people, some of my favorites. Again, Angelo Gingerelli. I met him through Super Duper Bowl. Kate Nichols, who I have never met, but she's really funny.
She's very funny. She actually was, my wife Laura has a podcast called Hello Thoughts, and it's really good, and you should check it out. But she had Kate Nichols on, and it was really very, very, very good. They had a really good conversation, and I highly recommend checking that out. Kate has like an incredible life story, and she's just like an awesome person. But she's insanely funny, and her and Angelo have been the first two guests on each Super Duper Bowl so far. So we're just going to try to keep that tradition going. So
They're good. They're
I'm
good
excited
together.
for them.
They're
And
funny.
by the way, this year, since it's online, like we're doing the Zoom Super Bowl while we watch the game and everything, we are going to, we decided we'll keep it at an hour. Cause I was like, I feel like this like a 4-hour Zoom is insane to do.
You
So
could just
we're,
have like an after party if people are hanging out.
yeah,
you
that's
know?
what we're gonna do, I think. But ultimately, I think for the actual show itself, we're gonna do a power hour. So each guest and myself and Ming and we're all gonna be taking a shot of beer every minute for an hour.
Wow.
So it's gonna be a
Have you ever
disaster
done
by
that
the end
before?
of it. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that in college, and I was never, I was never the one to part. Like my friends, I knew friends of mine that partied very hard, and I never ever partied as hard. But the power hour is like
The power hour is really hard because it'll get you and it'll get you full and it'll make you have to pee. Those are my two things that I'm most nervous about.
Are you going with a light beer? Are you going to use like a Asbury brewery?
I'm actually drinking an Asbury Brewery Stout right now.
So good.
And it is so good, but I am gonna go with like a Miller Lite because I don't want to completely die. So I'm gonna go as light as I could go. I might even go like a Michelob Ultra. I'm gonna just go as light as I could possibly go because I want to actually try to be able to like host at some capacity.
That's no fun. You gotta. Are you gonna do your
be a disaster either way.
Makeup? I just want to see you at the end, like just passed out. The stream's still going, and your Braveheart.
Right. I'm still have. That's the
thing
thing with this year is gonna be tough because I'm gonna have to do it as we go because it's gonna be like a constant stream, but it's gonna be fun, man. Yeah, we have Angelo and Kate and a whole bunch of other really good people.
Jost, JC Hendricks, Joe
yep.
Bergio,
Yep,
Ryan
Bergio.
Barry, Mike Zapsik,
Yes.
Ariel Leedy.
Yep, Ariel Lieti.
Warm Things. What's Warm Things?
Warm Things is a comedy group. Dan Gagliardi and Melissa Jobin were two excellent people. They were on last year. They kind of like kept cutting in each segment.
Yeah.
And they're like they had this whole story because it was actually on Groundhog's Day last year. And they had like a whole. It was very funny. They're great. So they're going to be back on. And Kurt Brownohler we're having back, which is very.
He's very tall. And he's a nice guy.
He's very tall.
He's out. I imagine he's still out in L.A. even though the city's burning. So it must be great. Good idea. Stay out there. I'm sure it's going well. Tell the Mayor Garcetti I said hello. But I had a conversation with him last year. I don't want to bother. Like I've been around, celebrity before, so I know not to bother. I don't want to be asking stupid questions. But I was just sitting there shooting the shit, and he grew up in the town I live in now.
Oh yeah,
like on the same like a street over, and he's like, oh yeah, like we were just shooting the shit for like a brief moment there, but he's like you could still see the Jersey in him. He definitely has polished himself up. I have a theory that because of his height, they allowed him to leave and go to LA.
Only a select few are allowed. Yes, that's true. It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, so that's great that he's going to be back on.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I asked him if he would come on because I felt that both of us the last show he was very funny and I was just very drunk and I was like I was like we both got pretty hammered. I ended up driving him to the airport the next day and. The entire ride, we were both just trying not to throw up, and we both ended up throwing up. It was not great,
like
but
together, arm in arm.
Not quite. I think he threw up on the plane, or like when the plane landed, or something. And
nice. He's like, I'm back,
L.A.
man.
But yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm excited. It's going to be an interesting game and an interesting show. So I'm pumped for it, man.
Well, I'm glad. There's a lot of people, a lot of entertainers. I'm happy that I get to. Obviously I get to do my podcast. I zoomed the shit out of last spring. I zoomed so much that the one you were on, we had Simmons and Moore on for
I can't believe how long ago that was.
That was and it doesn't like it was.
It doesn't feel it's like it's a weird thing.
We did our 50th show with Simmons and Moore, and I think you guys might have been before that one. I can't remember what the sequence was, but we did 50, and we did our 100th one. In the fall was our so we did 50 episodes of the podcast in a year.
That's insane.
People are like, holy shit.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we weren't doing much.
it's kind of like someone had brought up the fact though that, and I think it's true that now it's like everyone's obviously more accessible as far as like, hey, can you do this? And everyone's kind of like, yeah, I mean, yeah, why can I not do it? I'm home, like whatever. But it's good because you do connect to people and you get to talk to people, and it's important to keep connecting. So like,
people were
whether
more, people were more accessible in the beginning to where like in the summer people were less.
Oh, for sure. They're like, I'm going to be outside. Like, I need to like walk around the block or something.
Once it opened up a little, Mike Merrill would be available. Then eventually he wouldn't. And I was like, oh, he's getting late again. So he probably, now that he's out, he's just out on the prowl. He can like, go out and do what he does best. So
spread diseases everywhere.
Exactly. He has so many funny stories.
He's disease free, ladies. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's totally clean. But I've heard some pretty stories, pretty interesting stories from him that I obviously can't repeat. But I like to bring up the fact that I can't repeat them. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a good time.
I can't wait.
I think that the draw for me for the Super Duper Bowl is that I don't like football, and it's fun to kind of just sit there and have something to do while other people are the first year when it was in the theater, like the concept of it and the fact that it was those two teams that people didn't really give a crap about.
Yeah.
Like it really kind of sparked a lot of interest in me to like be like, this is a good idea. We got to figure out a way, when everybody can like physically, get near each other and touch each other, we got to figure out a way of like having it to where you can have like either sections or like have music on and then like have it, figure something out. But,
like it could be a big fun thing. And I think it's just hard because I know people do like to have Super Bowl parties and they'd like to have people over the house. And I get that. I kind of grew up with my family doing that. And I had a blast. My cousins would like come over or whatever. And it was like a little party at our house. And now I think like doing that like live is we were trying to go for, we are having the party, come to our party. You could watch the game as much as you want, but we're also going to be just like hanging out talking, which is what I always liked. Like I always liked watching the game, but I like 90% of the time I was talking to a friend or hanging out or whatever. So
I couldn't stand going to somewhere and having to sit there all day. Oh my God. And then it starts and it's like,
it's a whole it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But
and
the commercials,
that's what everyone says. But you know what? The commercials
they're
jumped
not
the
good
shark.
Anymore.
When Coca-Cola had Michael Jordan on the 3D commercial, that was when they jumped the shark. Everything after that, it was just like, no, I don't give a shit.
When they became so self-aware,
it wasn't as there
was no magic. Yeah.
So I mean, but whatever. If that's what people like to do, I don't want to ruin a good time. So, but yeah, I can't wait till I really can't wait to just hold you in my arms again, Taylor. That's all I want to.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
It's
going to be nice.
Do you think that the government's going to let us out eventually, or is this just easier to contain us like this?
I mean, I think like eventually they're going to have to just I think once people get the vaccine, even though it probably won't be smart to let people out at that point, they're going to like give us too long of a leash because people are stupid and we're going to fuck it up. But I think they're going to let us go.
I think that
we'll fuck it up.
They should just keep the elderly kind of corralled in like an area,
I get it.
And see, again, like immunocompromised people, we got to protect them.
But you never, like me, like I have them in my house and you never know. So like I can't go do shit. So because I can't come home and spread it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's tough, man. But I think I'm hoping eventually, in our lifetime, it will be fixed.
So you mentioned your kids. Obviously, your youngest doesn't really give a shit because as long as Peppa Pig's on. But what about your oldest? Is she like, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for this, Dad.
Yeah, no, totally. Like it's really it's the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with because I feel my heart breaks every day for it because I know that she just wants to like see her friends and hang out and run around and play in the snow with her friends and she can't. So it's like it's very heartbreaking, but we're trying to like make up for it in other ways, which is probably not healthy either.
Slip
but we're
and
just
slide
like,
in the
fuck
living
it.
room.
Yeah, we're just like, do whatever you want, basically. Like,
Nice.
and it's you know, you want to. She's like, I want to watch like Jurassic Park. She's 6. She's almost 7.
Oh.
So she's like, I want to watch Jurassic Park, and I'm like, all right, yeah. If you want to watch it,
I
let's
used
watch
to
it.
do that. I used
Stuff
to watch
like that, you know?
Terminator and shit when I was a kid. Late
yeah,
night.
it's fine. Like I think she can handle a
She
lot of
can
that stuff. So
handle it.
it's little stuff like that. But we're like, you know, she's like, can I have ice
Therapy
cream?
is very affordable too, especially
Yeah,
when you get in those
exactly.
teenage years. It'll be totally worth it.
Exactly.
You know, can I be perfectly honest with you? Is you know, there's a lot of parts. I understand. You know, people. I don't want anyone to get sick, and it's very sad people are stuck in their houses. But you know, I you know, part of me kind of likes it because, like, you know, some things I don't like to do, and now I have a great excuse to family parties. Like, they're very small. I love my family. If anyone's watching, I love my family.
Sure.
But
it's less stressful for sure.
It's less stressful. And going out in a mask, I have social anxiety, so the idea of wearing a mask when I go
It's
out,
perfect.
yeah, no one can really see all the faces I'm making.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this, and I started this virus for this very reason.
Perfect. You're like the outbreak monkey. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is where we're at now, Taylor.
It is what it is, man.
You know. What's the deal? You know, what's the deal with your wife's podcast? I saw it come up on my Instagram. I follow her, but like, what's the deal? And I don't know, how do I get on there? I have good thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I'll.
Are you her agent? Can you pull
sure.
some strings?
Yes, I can do that. And
I have thoughts.
She just chats with some folks, man. She's had. I'm trying to think. She's had some really good guests on, and they're all very interesting. And I like listening to it, which is good.
That says a lot because
it would be bad.
My wife
it would be
listen
bad.
to mine.
I don't think she listens to mine either, which is
my wife's like, I hear you all day. You're so loud. I'm like,
I like it. It's called Hello Thoughts. It's really good.
What's the handle on Instagram? Hello Thoughts Podcast.
I think it's Hello Thoughts Podcast. Yeah, I could look right now for you. But it might just be Hello Thoughts Pod. I should probably know. Hello Thoughts Podcast. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
So check it out. Yeah.
Check that shit out, man.
Yeah, and then I started a new podcast with my friend Sean. We recorded a few of them, but we haven't put any out yet. But it's called Frady Cats, and my friend Sean, who I've been friends with.
Yet?
Well, we wanted to batch record a few of them because it's hard for us to record.
What do you mean it's hard for you to record? This is the simplest shit ever. What do you mean it's hard to record?
It's just the sketch, man, with the kids, like with the multiple. He's got 3 kids, and
that.
Yeah, and one's a baby.
Oh yeah.
And his wife works nights at the hospital. It's just like a tough thing.
Oh man.
But I've known him for we've been friends for over 20 years, and he's scared of everything. And so the idea for the podcast is that every week I make him watch a horror movie, and we talk about it. And he hates the fact that we're doing this, which makes it so satisfying.
Are they like disturbing, or are they horror movies? Have you shown him,
like
Texas,
Midsummer,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like disturbing. Like to me, it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's disturbing and creepy on a with the it's.
That's on the list. That's on the list. The first one that we watched was What Lies Beneath, which is like not. It's like more of a thriller, but
like fucking.
Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison
there's like
Ford.
A bathtub and some shit. Come on, that's not scary.
Right, but he was scared of it, so that's where we're starting.
Okay,
so I told him we'd kind of ease into it.
Yeah,
and then the second one I showed him was Us, which was the Jordan Peele. It was kind of a recent one.
That's scary.
And he just he texted me like I hate you, completely hate you now, like for making me watch that, and that's not even remotely the scariest movie.
No,
so
shit gets like disturbing.
I know. Like, have you seen Hereditary?
No, it's just the woman, and then there's like a kid. I've seen the poster for it where they have like the same eye color or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
good.
I'm sure, but I'm not one of those people.
No, me neither.
Either, you know?
I'm not either. I'm not. That's the thing. Like I'm also like sort of on his page, but I'm not like. He just like will not like. Like I sent him the trailer for Us, and he's like, I don't want to watch this trailer. Like so, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's fun.
Yeah, you got to do like. I mean, he must have. I mean, this Silence of the Lambs is more of like a thriller, so that's not a horror.
Right. But we're doing thrillers as well. We're doing like anything that will scare him, and I think Silence of the Lambs is for sure one.
You know, it's because
that's got some like intense moments in it.
With the abduction and the skinning and the wearing of the skin.
Yes, that's definitely
scary.
Very creepy. Yeah.
So there's, I mean, you got a lot there. You know, when I was a kid, talk about being a kid and watching shit. Like, you know, remember those old cable boxes where it'd be like the buttons?
Oh, hell yeah.
And and then the little. So I would watch like HBO.
You're regular Michael Winslow over here.
Thank you. I would watch I'd watch a lot of Police Academy.
Police Academy. Yeah.
So, you know, I'd watch all that kind of shit. And the Blob, like the remake from the 80s.
For sure.
Is creepy.
Yeah.
To me.
That was good though.
Yeah, but it's like
but it was creepy.
Yeah, it's not a good thing to watch for a child to watch. Or Pet Cemetery. Oh
God,
man.
That one destroyed me.
Oh my God, yeah.
That one destroyed me. The sister with like the scoliosis or whatever, like that destroyed me.
Yeah. So many.
As a kid.
What about The Shining? Has you ever seen The Shining?
That's one of my favorite movies.
So good. Did you ever see that documentary?
Yes, Room 237 or whatever.
So good. It's fantastic. Do you think that he helped fake the moon landing?
No, I think that I think when I saw that movie, I thought it was like a legitimate like conspiracy theory thing, which it is, I suppose. But when you start watching it, you realize that like these people are all just out of their minds.
Oh man, I looked into the whole moon thing. There's a lot.
Right,
of
the
theories.
moon thing is crazy.
There's a lot of theories about the moon. There's a lot of things I've seen, but I don't know what's real anymore. You know,
Kubrick was just he was like on another level.
I tried to watch Eyes Wide Shut, and I just couldn't like get into it. You know.
Do you think it's because you know that he didn't complete it, or do you think or you just weren't into it?
I think it's because I know he didn't complete it, and I think I know the backstory as far as like him fucking with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. And,
I kind of feel the same way.
You know, I don't know if they are the best. I love Tom Cruise. I don't care what that crazy son of a bitch does. And Nicole Kidman, she seems cool too. I liked her better when she was a little more curly haired and like freckled, and then she just got really pale and her hair got straight.
Very serious now.
Yeah, very serious. But I don't know if they're I might have been high at the time, but like while I was watching it, I was like, they're not very good actors in this. Like they're not acting very.
It's a weird movie, man.
I didn't even get to the weird sex stuff. I didn't even get to like the culty. They were just changing their clothes all the time and going to a party, it seemed.
It's not great. It's no Vanilla Sky, I'll tell you that. Man.
That movie was a wild one. Yeah, that's a wild one. I
really liked that movie for a while.
What about like Hellraiser? Are you going to show them? Like there was a point where I got into gore just because I thought it was like titillating.
That was more... Right.
Is it not? I don't know if that's more just torture porn. I don't know if that's like...
Yeah, I mean like it's probably I'm sure if we continue to do the podcast, I think we'll run out of stuff and that'll like show up eventually, but it's more for me it's more like creepy stuff like I'm trying to think of a good one, but my wife and I just watched Midsummer and it was like that was an incredibly creepy movie. Like that movie The Witch, I think it was called.
I couldn't watch that. I couldn't.
That was like very creepy. Like those movies, like are like they creep me the fuck out, and like that's what I want to show him that stuff.
Just to send him to a disturbing place.
See how far we can push him.
Is the pandemic slow? Like calling the shots? Is nobody calling the shots anymore?
No one's calling the shots until Sunday, of course. But yeah, Steve and I haven't really seen each other. And
what about the Zoomy Zoom? We're zooming right now.
Right. Right. And I'm a big fan of it. Steve is not a big fan of the Zoom. He's
like Leo. Leo left the show basically because of the Zoom.
Kind of same thing with Steve. Only Steve's like, I still want to do it and I will do it and we'll totally get back on track. But I want to be sitting next to you or across from you
in your lap.
And I get it in my lap, thrust upon my lap. And I was like, I get it, man. So we're gonna do it. But it might take a while.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
I get doxed up.
I get it. I've the Zoom thing kind of tied me over. It also I had to slow down my drinking and imbibing of marijuana because I was getting. I was talking to Colin Carhart, I think on the 100th episode, and he was like, "Me and Mike were worried about you one night because I got so it's one of the episodes. It's me and Mike Merrill and Colin Carhart, and I was just faded, and they were texting each other like, "Is he okay? Let's do a shot." And you could see they'll like text each other. I didn't know this at the time, but you'll see them like texting, and then you'll see them like do a shot. But apparently, I got really wasted, so I should probably erase that one. You'll be looking for it, and it'll be
the drunkest I've heard you on a podcast was I think was on Simmons and Moore, or maybe it was on your podcast. I forget whose podcast it was, but it was you guys with Simmons and Moore. I think it was like you and Leo.
Was it? There was one where they were on, and we were. There was one where we were on.
I think you were drinking like Hennessy or something.
Yeah, that was them. Leo brought that over. I did a fucking stupid freestyle at the end.
Yep. Yeah, that was the one.
It was
great.
Well, I loved it. If you were sitting there, the funniest part, I wish they had video of their show because they're so animated, but like fucking Bobby was getting such a kick out of it, and he's like, he's still going. He was crawling. He like fell off the chair. He was like crawling up the chair laughing so hard, and he fell off the back of the chair. So I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah, those guys are. It's. I don't know. I like I said before.
They're a good time.
Yeah, like I was friendly with them, and then I became a fan because it was just they don't give a shit. But yeah, I'm sad that you missed the 100th episode too, and I totally understand as to why. But it was really nice to have. We had the whole Long Branch Distillery, like their event space, which they just finished. And then all this shit happened, and like we had the whole space, and it was maybe 20 of us, 15 or 20 of us, and it felt like a club because no one has been that together.
That is awesome.
Got faded.
I'm sure it was probably awesome.
It was fun, and then Leo and Bobby Moore tried to convince me to go to Johnny Mac's, and when the Uber dropped them off, I ran away because I was like, my wife is gonna murder me if I don't go home right now. And they went out and kept partying, and I don't know what happened to them, but all I know is I just ran all
that's
the way.
That's for another podcast.
That is. That's for maybe when I'm like really old and I have nothing to lose, Taylor. I might run for mayor or something.
Yes.
I could see that happening in my future. You get a salary, don't you?
Yeah, I think you do, or a stipend or something.
A couple grand, right?
I don't know if it's worth it. It seems like a lot of decision making.
All right, fine, forget it. I mean, it doesn't take.
That was all
much.
It took.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be in politics if that's all it took. All right, man. Well, I mean, I don't want to keep you past too much past 10 o'clock, because it's.
Much appreciate. I mean. It's a school night.
It's a school night. Do the kids, obviously not the youngest, but is the oldest?
She's doing the Virch, yeah.
Virch. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes with the immuno issues. You can't.
If I can get in, I don't want to break any HIPAA laws, but my beautiful wife has to get a test tomorrow because she wants to get the vaccine as well eventually, but she has had anaphylactic reactions to things before, like shots before. So she has to go get a test tomorrow to find out if she can eventually get the vaccine.
I just want her to cut my hair again. Like I feel like
that's why she's actually why she's going.
I want her to cut my hair, and I feel like every time I bring it up to either her or you guys either think I'm creepy or like ha ha ha. But I'm like, seriously, I've been around the world and I ain't found no one to cut my hair like that. You know what I mean?
People don't realize that you normally have a shaved head, and this is how long it's been.
Yeah. No, I've gotten it cut only. It was so long, it was stupid long, and I don't even want it long. I was gonna have it short, and now I'm going to somebody that's closer to the house, but they don't. They're. Have
you ever tried to grow it out very very long? Like
it's been
way long.
What do you mean, like down to my ass crack?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it gets to a certain point that it's kind of curly that it just starts to bunch up. But I don't know.
That's cool too.
Well, then I get the pony bun, the pony hair, ponytail thing.
Whatever it is, I like where it's at I like this level.
This looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous.
No, it looks great.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, now that you take the headphones off.
Yeah, see? Now you see.
No,
it's cool if it's pulled back.
JK.
It's cool if it's pulled back, but
just bun it, man.
Then
Bun
I'm
it
that
up.
guy. Then I'm that guy with the bun, and I want to be taken more seriously.
It's fine. A bun is fine.
I don't know. I don't know if a bun on a podcast, this isn't like a yoga meditation podcast. I can't really, although I've thought about doing that. I've
There's
thought about having
plenty of bun casts.
Well, I think if I do have a bun cast, I am going to have, I wanted to do a podcast, a meditation for real people, where I sit you down and I explain to you meditation is just like watching television. It's just like you just sit down and you don't do anything.
You turn it off.
Yeah. You just turn it off.
Everything off.
Pretend you're watching television and you're technically meditating.
But now it depends what television you're watching also.
But that's the thing. You start to get into it because
you get the heart racing. You get the,
Well, what people think is that meditation is trying to get everything quiet, but it's not. What meditation is observing.
Focus, right.
You're observing what's happening. So if you have all these crazy things, you really got to go into it. So
right. Yeah, you're like that's true, man. I'm in. Let me know when you do that.
Cool. Well, I've been telling people it's pilot season, and they're like, "What's pilot season?" I'm like, "I'm just going to start making shows." It's pilot season, so I'm going to just do shows. Even if they're one-off shows, I'm doing shows. And I'm doing, have you seen the new studio?
No.
Wrecked Productions? Oh, you got to go a couple episodes back. I don't expect you to watch the whole thing because you're a busy guy, but just look at the set that we're on.
Oh, yes, I did.
So
I saw on like a picture of it online somewhere, but
it looks
multiple
insane. Angles. There's a smoke machine.
Wait, it's called Wrecked?
Wrecked Productions. Yeah, it's in Tinton Falls, and those guys, we linked up with them. And the dude James, he's a cool dude, and it's like he had an event production company, and obviously there's no events going on, but it's like I was talking to Colin Card about it. Like, I just want a place, I want a studio, I want to get this shit to the next level, and I happened to find this place, and it's like multi-camera angle, I
could say that you're already more than halfway there with the mic arm that
this old thing?
Cool as hell, man.
It really helps. I really want to I want to coach people on
I've been on like podcasts and been to podcasts where they have them, and every time I've used one, I'm like, this is the best thing.
Yeah, look
like,
at you,
it really
Bob
is.
Barker motherfucker.
I know.
That
I'm
thing.
like holding. I usually have like a little desk stand, but they're awful. Like it's not. I need.
The arm
I have
is
nothing
what
to.
it's
I have
about.
nothing to click the arm to. I'm in the playroom right now. I got. I've got
the playroom.
Children's
Is that
toy.
like your?
This is the playroom.
Is that like the adult playroom, or is that like
no?
the
It's the kid. It used to be the garage, and I turned it into a playroom. I built a wall in here.
You built a wall? You're handy.
I did.
Wow,
I built this wall. Look, this used to be my garage. I put that door there.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I am not.
I built this shelf behind me.
Dude, can you come over and build me a shelf?
Yeah, I'll do whatever, man.
Okay,
once it's safe.
Yeah,
of course.
All right, good. I like that, man. Yeah, I definitely am not that handy, so
I'm not either, but I'm this can all fall apart at any moment.
What do you do about, and I'm sorry, I'm going to let you go in a second. What do you do about all like the toys? Is there a certain point where you just don't think they'll notice and you could throw them away? Like how many do they need? Like 10 toys?
No.
Do they need 20
you
toys?
just said it. You already said it. You just passed yourself. You throw certain ones away when you know they're not looking, and the ones that you're like, they're never going to know if this is gone, and you just throw it away. And
people keep giving him, he's one, and they keep giving him toys. I'm like, he doesn't give it.
I know.
He plays with my
it's
fucking,
too much.
he plays with my water bottle. He'll play
a
with
little
this
trick I
thing.
like to do sometimes is when a relative will like give us a gift and they're like, oh, give this to her, that she's going to love it, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh, thank you so much. And then when they go out the door, your kid doesn't see it. That goes right in the garbage. I don't even open the wrapping paper. That's out. That's gone.
What if it was like a stack of
No.
cash?
We always open them, but like I do throw a lot of shit out, like without her knowing.
My wife, like, and the messed up thing is sometimes he'll get a toy, and I'm like, he's not gonna. He got this basketball little toy, and I'm like, he's not gonna fucking play with it. He's rocking it. He's jamming, like he's going up to it. He's like shooting hoops and shit. So I feel bad about obviously.
You do have to, yeah. You have to let them try because you never know what's going to be the one that like they love, but once you find that out, you can kind of like weed through the ones that
it's
are
too
just
many.
sitting around.
They need like five toys, insane. Right? 5 toys, like a stick,
5 toys.
a rock, and some Lincoln.
I think that maybe. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it depends. It depends on the kid.
He's very engaged. He's smart and beautiful, and if he wants to play with things, I guess our lives are over
Yeah.
as we know them, basically.
Yeah, for sure. For
Okay,
sure.
Good to know. Super
On that
Duper Bowl
note,
3.
yeah, Super Duper Bowl 3.
I can't wait to tune in. And
Sunday.
how do people,
Sunday.
Facebook.com, calling the shots pod. Is that how they find
Yes,
it?
Calling the Shots Pod, Facebook.com, Calling the Shots Pod, or you can go to a Shared Universes Facebook site. And myself and Ming Chen and probably some of the other folks on the show will be sending out messages of links of that you can go check it out. It's at 7:00 on Sunday. And it's for an hour.
When does the Super? Am I allowed to say Super Bowl, or am I going to get in trouble?
I don't know, man. To be honest with you,
start?
The big game I think starts at 6.
Okay.
So we're going to be kind of jumping in like later into the game, but we're starting our power hour at 7. So I'm kind of encouraging folks that want to watch to join us in the power hour as well.
All right.
And then, like you said, at the end, we're going to kind of do like a virtual kind of hangout for whoever wants to.
Perfect. I'll be in there till the end.
Chill.
Very drunk.
Yeah, man. Me too.
Well, this has been, once again, Totally Local Podcast. Taylor Allen, this is like your 4th time on this podcast.
Dude, I love it, man.
Fun.
Thank you.
Everybody,
thanks for having me, dude.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Taylor Allen USA on Twitter. I don't know. People can find you other places. Super Duper Bowl.
Hell yeah.
We just told you about the info. Totally_local_podcast on Instagram. Facebook.com/totallylocalpodcast. I don't know. Look us up. We have a good time. All right. Everyone have a good night and God bless.